What's up, y'all? Effective communication in the workplace. Companies can give you modules, they can give you orientation, they can give you booklets, they can give you anything they want and say you need to effectively communicate, and here's why. Here's the other part of that, though. And, I'm all for, I'm one of those that's pretty closed off when it comes to my personal life. You have to get really close to me, which is kind of tough for me to open up. Okay? But that's my personal life. However, a person's upbringing or things they've been through can 100% have an effect on the way they communicate or the lack thereof. I'm not telling you to do a deep dive into people's personal lives because it's a rabbit hole. But here's what I am going to tell you. It's hard for some people to effectively communicate, like myself. Now, here's just a snippet. I grew up in an extremely dysfunctional household who did not communicate well, if at all. Their form of communication was usually in the form of yelling, screaming, ignoring the big white elephant in the room, being passive aggressive. It's just an unhealthy atmosphere, right? Okay, so initially it created an extremely unhealthy individual when it came to communication. Now, I had an amazing English teacher who has since passed in high school, who actually was the one who first opened up that line of communication with me, and she knew some things about me that other people didn't, and so it helped. But it helped her to teach me how to effectively communicate, and it's always been a work in progress. It's not something that it's just been perfected. It's something I understand, and there are times where I type up an email and I erase it, or I type out a text and I erase it, because here's the thing. You have no idea what the other individual on the other end of that communication has been through, or how they communicate, or the lack thereof. And it's not your job to ask. It's your job to have an understanding and an expectation that this individual may not communicate as effectively as you do. Which also means people need to be more cautious in how they communicate. So many times you leave the good morning out. You leave the, hey, I just have a question. You dive right in with something that will be interpreted completely wrong from your initial intention of that communication. Because if you just dive in at somebody, all capitals, ... no greeting, no thank you so much, no, you have then set the stage to open yourself up for some unhealthy communication with your coworkers. I could go on and on. I teach on that. I've mentored on that. I've helped people. Some I haven't been able to. But anyway, you have a good day. Gotta go.